There's always something wild going on in the world of wrestling, and today is no different. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at news stories and rumors you need to know, Raw's ratings, Tony Khan's latest tweets, a major NXT injury update, Jim Cornette's latest scandal, and more. Raw ratings rise. The ratings are in for the 18 November 2019 episode of Raw, and the red brand enjoyed a slight bump in the ratings, with PW Insider's Dave Shearer reporting the 11/18 edition of Raw brought in 2,127,000 overnight viewers for this week's show, up from last week's 2,040,000 overnight viewers. They benefited from a lower Monday Night Football audience as the KCSD game from Mexico brought in 12,567,000 overnight viewers, down from last week's 15,978,000 overnight viewers. As always, let's look at the hourly ratings for this week and the last two. While Raw's second hour did drop from its first, the decrease wasn't as bad as the previous weeks. However, the drop in hour 3 was significant, and according to Downer Dave Meltzer, Raw last night was up from last week, but still the second lowest non-holiday number in modern history. On a brighter note, Meltzer noted Raw was 11th on cable but beat everything in 18-49 but ESPN. SmackDown Tag Team heading to NXT. WWE.com announced that Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson will visit the place they broke into WWE, battling NXT Tag Team Champions Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly in a non-title match. The Revival were originally scheduled to battle the Viking Raiders and the Undisputed Era's Fish and O'Reilly until they lost the SmackDown Tag Team Championships to the New Day. Another WWE superstar re-ups. Squared Circle Siren's Patreon page is reporting that WWE superstar Nikki Cross, who recently held the Women's Tag Team Championship alongside Alexa Bliss, has re-signed with WWE. Long-term plans for the Lana-Rusev split. Fans enamored with the ongoing Lana-Rusev divorce angle will be happy to know that rumor has it that WWE plans on continuing the storyline past December's TLC pay-per-view, which makes it likely we could see the feud end at the 2020 Royal Rumble. History made with the 24/7 Championship. WWE's 24/7 Championship saw history made again as WWE employee Michael Giacco captured the belt during a WWE Town Hall meeting with its employees. During the meeting, then-champion R-Truth once again collided with a stationary object, crashing into a wall. One of the WWE employees present seized the moment, covering R-Truth while a WWE official made the count. Giacco decided on a new career, but before he could sign a WWE talent contract, Truth regained the belt, apparently dashing Giacco's wrestling dreams. Brock Lesnar missing from WWE roster. The eagle-eyed staff at Ringside News have noticed Brock Lesnar's absence from WWE graphics, leading to speculation as to his future in the company. According to reporter Felix Upton, Brock Lesnar was previously front and center on the SmackDown graphic. Since he was moved over to Raw, they took him off and replaced him with Daniel Bryan. The peculiar part is that after they removed Lesnar from the SmackDown side, he did not get placed over on the red brand. Bray Wyatt did remain on the SmackDown graphic as Universal Champion, but the WWE Champion is currently missing from the official Raw graphic on the company's website. Sheamus's plans for singles glory. As you've undoubtedly heard, WWE superstar Sheamus's wrestling career went on hiatus when he suffered a concussion last spring, but the Celtic Warrior has reportedly been cleared to wrestle since September, leading to questions as to what the future holds. Speaking with Sportskedia's Tom Collahue, Sheamus discussed his plans for when he returns to WWE, including his prior tag teams, including his most successful one with Cesaro as the Bar. Cesaro was quoted as saying, "I was lucky to be in some very great tag teams with people I've gotten along with tremendously well. Jack Swagger, Tyson Kidd, and Sheamus. We the people, by the way, that was our idea and it's still over. It's great. Being part of a tag team is a different challenge than obviously having success as a singles. I'm really stubborn about trying to be successful as a singles wrestler, so that's what I'm focusing on right now. I still talk to Sheamus pretty much every day, giving each other crap, just like you saw on television." Goldberg's last match. WWE Hall of Famer Bill Goldberg recently spoke with Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso about his acting career, as well as when he thinks he might finally retire from the ring. Goldberg put over Dolph Ziggler for helping him get over at this year's SummerSlam and discussed when he'll finish his wrestling career. Speaking about the SummerSlam match, Goldberg commented, "I'm greatly appreciative of what he did for me and for his professionalism. I can't say thank you enough. It's by no means my farewell performance, nor was it my best performance, but you have to be realistic and take all things into consideration. It's a very good possibility I'll be back, but you don't know it until it's done." Jericho's last match. Speaking of veteran grapplers hanging up their boots, what of current AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho? Is there any end in sight for Jericho's already storied career? During a talk with the Pacific Rim podcast, Le Champion discussed his schedule and how it ties in with his plans for retirement. "When you talk about 2018, I just did, I believe, 4 to 5 matches. I did the 3 matches with New Japan, I did one for WWE, and one on the cruise, and that was about it. I like that schedule. This year was basically the same. I think I've probably done 10 to 12 matches, and that's good for me. I think if I continue with that schedule, I may be able to continue to work at this level for years to come. For me, people will say, well, how much longer can you do this, or how long do you plan to do this? I never think about it that way. To me, it's, I'm just Chris Jericho, and I'll continue to do what I've always done, and when I start feeling like I'm not at the level, or doing the best segment of the show, or having one of the best matches on the show, I'll stop, but that hasn't happened yet." Speaking of Jericho, AEW has announced a major announcement from the former Y2J on Dynamite. Sonya Deville's many layers. Sonya Deville has had an interesting career in and out of the ring, and she wants fans and everyone else to know that she's not defined by her sexuality. Speaking to a Boston CBS affiliate, Deville remarked, No, it's definitely one piece of Sonya's puzzle. I don't want it to define me, and I don't want it to take away from my career and what I'm capable of inside the ring. At the end of the day, I'm an athlete, I'm a performer, I'm a former mixed martial artist. There's so many layers to Sonya, but certainly her sexuality has become a part of her layers, because I firmly believe in love and acceptance for all, but that's not only in the LGBTQ community. That's gender, that's race, that's anti-bullying, and those are all things that I'm super passionate about. So it's not just love and acceptance because I'm gay, that just happens to be one facet of what I stand for because it's close and personal to me. But I represent equality for all and in every other way. Velveteen Dream out until 2020? Pro Sports Extra's Brad Shepard is reporting that one of NXT's top stars may not be back until the start of next year. According to a source in WWE, Velveteen Dream had a setback in his recovery. His initial time frame was the end of November, but now he's listed as January 6th for what should be an evaluation date. Congratulations to Shorty G and his Shorty. The WWE is reporting that Shorty G and his wife have a new addition to their family. Charles James Betts was born weighing 9 pounds, and both mother and child are doing great. Shorty G and Team SmackDown will now have a new supporter in their corner heading into Survivor Series. Tony's tweets. As we've reported earlier, AEW President Tony Khan has been busy on social media, having a brief verbal brawl with Randy Orton and now commenting on CM Punk's comments that no one is safe when it comes to his gig as a contributor on WWE Backstage. Khan responded, stating, "It's funny because I've never once brought his name up, but as you know from the scrums, whenever I get asked a question I try to be honest. I've always been really clear that I've had conversations but never tried to lead anyone on that he'd be doing anything with us. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I wish him the best, and I'm not sure why he tagged me, but it's hard to talk about all of the great things happening in wrestling without talking about AEW." Speaking of AEW's president, Eric Bischoff commented on his podcast, 83 Weeks, about an awkward incident involving Tony Khan during Tony Schiavone's birthday bash/roast. According to Eazy-E, right at the very beginning of this thing, everybody's seated. Mark Madden opens up and he goes, "Hey, look over there, Tony Khan, the money mark. How many executive vice presidents do you have in your company anyway?" Evidently, Tony took exception to that and got up and left. So I could have, had an opportunity to meet Tony Khan, but Mark Madden fucked it up for me. And by me telling this story, I probably just fucked it up for myself, but whatever. NWA Powerr episode pulled after Jim Cornette controversy. Although Wrestlelamia rarely discusses news outside the WWE and AEW, this story warrants reporting, as Jim Cornette has once again got himself mired in controversy thanks to some ill-received comments. In case you don't know, Cornette provides commentary for NWA Powerr, an old-school studio wrestling program which airs on social media and YouTube. The program has received praise from a number of fans and wrestlers, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, for its old-school sensibilities in action. However, during a match involving Trevor Murdoch, Cornette discussed how tough Murdoch is.
Trevor Murdoch, he's mad, bad, and dangerous to know. He's the only man I've ever known that can strap a bucket of fried chicken on his back and ride a motor scooter across Ethiopia. Trevor Murdoch can take care of himself.
This resulted in negative reactions on social media, and David Lagana announcing, "On tonight's episode of NWA Powerr, airing on November 19, 2019, one of our talents made comments which some viewers found offensive. We deeply regret the error and apologize. We have temporarily taken the program down while we correct this error." Well guys, there you have it, your wrestling news and rumors for 19 November 2019. What did you think of these stories? Be sure to leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.